Welcome to this Getting Started guide for Qt for Android. Topics covered in this video: installing Qt for Android and Qt Creator, using Qt Creator to download and set up Android dependencies including OpenSSL, setting up an Android virtual device in Qt Creator, building and deploying an example to an emulator, deploying an example to a target device, and investigating app output and debug information with Qt Creator. Installing Qt for Android and Qt Creator. Okay, head to qt.io/downloads. From there you've got a couple options. If you need to set up a Qt account for trying, or if you're an existing customer, you can just log into that existing account, which is what I'll do. You'll need to sign in with your account details. And they'll bring you to any installations or active licenses you have, but we're interested in downloads. And because we're setting up our IDE and our environment of Windows, just download the Unified Qt installer for Windows. And you've opened the online installer. Enter your user account, password and username. Click next. Say welcome, then click next again. So there's two ways to install everything you need to develop with Android using Qt. First is to tick an option on the second screen. Appears here. Yeah, so you can go down and tick Qt for mobile development and the version you want, and that will install everything you need, except the third-party Android bits of the toolchain. So the IDE, the compiler, but the other option is to manual install and select the components. So open up the version that we want to install. I'm going to install the beta 6.4.0. So you click on Android, and you can install additional libraries if you want to at this point as well. So this is probably the method that most people will use because they have a use case in mind already. And so as you can see, I've selected Qt 3D because I'll load a 3D example. When you've ticked those boxes, you can click next. So to sped up that install process there, that should take a few minutes, so get yourself a cup of coffee, or tea, or beverage of your choice. And then you can select if you're going to open the IDE, so I'm going to open Qt Creator. Using Qt Creator to download and set up Android dependencies, including OpenSSL. Okay, so here we are in our fresh Qt Creator 8 install. And because it's a fresh install, we've got our tooltips down the bottom telling us that we can use them to set up our Android. Also, you note we're on the welcome screen where all the examples are, and we have the examples for the right Qt version there, 6.4.0. Okay, on our devices and then Android tab, we can see we have our JDK location, our Android SDK location, and OpenSSL. And we can use all the tooltips and automatic setup features that Qt Creator has on this tab to do this work. So I'm going to start by clicking on that, JDK, and that goes to the Open JDK. Install that, and then jump back into Qt Creator and point to that location. Okay, that's done. We've got some green ticks now. Now it's time to set up our SDK, and we can do that automatically with Qt Creator, as that tooltip there tells you. So we click on the Set Up SDK button. Once that SDK tools package is downloaded, Qt Creator can run it and use it to start installing the compatible NDK for this Qt version. and you can see what it's installing there. You'll note there's no default emulator image. So in a future step when we're setting up the AVD, we'll go and use this SDK tools through Kit Creator to do that. Accept the license agreements, and you need to do that, otherwise the install won't be successful. Please note that red text shouldn't be there. It won't affect the operation, but it's because I had a file left over from a previous install in that folder. Once those SDK essentials are installed, Kit Creator is going to use Git to automatically clone the pre-built OpenSSL binary for Android that KDub has hosted. Now we have everything we need. Green ticks for our JDK, green ticks for our SDK and NDKs, and our OpenSSL. Click apply, and we're done. Setting up an Android virtual device in Kit Creator. Okay, go to Edit, Preferences, back to our Devices tab. But first we're going to need to download an emulator image. We can do that through Kit Creator and the SDK Manager. Now I'll select the appropriate image. Off we go. Just speed this bit up. Alright, now I'll click apply and restart Creator. You've got to restart Creator to pick up changes in your Android SDK folder, such as emulator images or other things. Now head to the Devices tab, click Add, select Android device, give it a name, select the architecture that matches our image, give it an SD card size, press OK. Now to pick up that change, we've got to press apply and restart Creator. Alright, we now have our AVD. Let's head back to the Device tab, select it. Now note it's already been configured as the default for Android, and we'll start that AVD. Just to make sure it's been set up correctly. Speed that up. Building and deploying an example to an emulator. Alright, the first thing we have to do is select our example. We can do that from the welcome screen. Then we configure the project by selecting the kits we want to build for. I've selected the kit for my emulator, a kit for my hardware device, and a kit for the host computer that I'm building on for troubleshooting. We've opened the project for the first time and CMake is running. Let's run it again just to make sure. Looking good. All right. Let's select the kit that we want to build. check that we've got the right device selected. Now I'm just checking that my emulator is running then, but you don't have to do that. If you have the emulator selected as the target device, Qt Creator will start it when it starts the build process. Now we're going to do a debug build so we can connect to the debugger. So you can see we've got the debug build selected there by default. And we've got the architecture 8664, which matches the emulator. So we're ready to press the green triangle with the bug symbol to build and deploy and start the debugger. Let's open up the compile output window and speed up that compile. Okay, so the app's been deployed to the emulator and it's currently waiting for the debugger to connect. Let's open up the application output window so we can see when that happens. Okay, debug is connected. Application output is now coming up in the application output window. That's separate to the debugger. You can see we're getting some diagnostic messages. And that's it. Deploying an example to a target device. Okay, so I've made a few changes to our quick gallery application. I've added an ID to the dial, I've added a progress bar, and then I've connected the progress bar's value to get updated when the dial's value is changed. So we want to see that on some physical hardware. First we have to change a device under device, so I change it to my OnePlus or AC2003 as it's known. Then we need to change the architecture we're building for. When I press that button, the project CMake file is going to be run. Okay, that's done. So now we can press the run and debug. Alright, I'll speed this next bit up. And here we are on the device. The debugger is just about to connect and launch. And there we are. We have our application output in the Qt Creator application output window, and you can see it's changing as I change things on the hardware. Investigating app output and debugging information with Qt Creator. So I've mentioned debugging a lot, but we haven't actually shown you how to use that, so let's have a look. You can see I've clicked somewhere in our code, selected a breakpoint. And you can see we have 2 breakpoints that are numbered, and they also tell you whether function they're in and what file they're in, what line they're on. You can see I'm going to run into one now. I click OK, but the dialog doesn't go away because we've hit our breakpoint. So let's step over it. or just press play. Off we go. It's as easy as that. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any comments or feedback, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section of this video. As always, you can check out any documentation related to Qt at doc.qt.io, and we welcome any bugs or issues you might find there.